Have you ever stepped into a place that felt alive? Not alive with laughter or warmth, but alive with memory. Haunted memories. Most people ignore that feeling. But some houses remember things. In the spring of 2018, a young couple moved into a quiet white house on Brookside Lane. They thought it would be their forever home, a new start. But the house had its own memories. Imagine blankets being pulled off your bed while you sleep, a lullaby playing on its own in the dark. Walls that seem to breathe, as if something is trapped just behind them, and a man in a television screen, clawing, desperate, wanting out. What came after would test their sanity, their marriage, and everything they thought they understood about life and death. This is the house that wouldn't forget. Aaron and Emily had left the city behind, hoping to start a family of their own. A fresh start, a quiet home where laughter could grow, free from the noise and chaos they'd left behind. The house looked ordinary enough. Sunlight poured through wide windows. Dust motes drifted lazily in the golden light. Everything seemed normal. Everything seemed safe. But as they moved in, they noticed remnants of the past owners tucked away in corners. Nothing threatening, just traces of a life once lived. An old rocking chair, a grandfather clock, a child's carousel, the little horses frozen mid-gallop. Emily wound it up. The broken melody filled the room, soft and fragile. Aaron laughed nervously. Creepy, right? The sound lingered longer than it should, faintly echoing down the hallway. For a moment, the house felt aware, like something was waking up. That night, they settled into bed. The blankets were soft, the air still. For a while, it felt like any other night. But sometime after midnight, Aaron stirred. The blankets had been pulled off the bed, crumpled on the floor. Emily sat up, groggy. "Did you?" she whispered. Aaron shook his head. They laughed it off at first. Maybe they'd tossed and turned in their sleep. But it happened again. And again. It didn't matter where they slept. Each night, the blankets were gone, pulled away without sound, leaving them cold and awake in the dark, as if someone, or something, didn't want the blankets to cover them. The house was already making its memory felt, one small, unsettling moment at a time. One evening, Aaron went to the living room. The television was off, or so he thought. As he passed by, the screen flickered to life. No image, just static. Then movement. A man appeared, faint, trapped behind the glass. His hands pressed against the screen, desperate. Aaron froze. Emily rushed in when she heard the faint tapping from the TV. They stood there, transfixed. They didn't know who he was, or why he looked so desperate to escape. Aaron reached out a trembling hand toward the screen. Static. The image vanished, but the feeling lingered. It was as though the house had forced them to witness something, a memory trapped and replaying. The next morning, Emily hesitated before stepping into the bathroom. She'd been avoiding it lately. The air felt heavy, like the room itself held its breath. Still, she tried to shake it off, turned on the faucet. picked up her toothbrush, and then she froze. Dark, bloody handprints streaked across the tile walls, smeared in a way that made her stomach turn. "Aaron!" she screamed. He rushed in, and for a moment they both stood silent, staring. No words, just shock. And then, the handprints were gone, as though they'd never been there at all. After that morning, the walls felt closer, the air heavier, the house tighter, like it was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. And then, the tension broke. As Aaron passed the living room, he stopped. The old rocking chair was moving. Slow, steady, swaying as if someone invisible sat within it. The wood groaned under a weight that wasn't there. Emily whispered, trembling, "It's moving by itself." And then, the carousel began to play. The house was remembering every movement, every sound, replaying its grief like a scene it couldn't let go of. Aaron felt the walls vibrate, soft creaks behind the plaster, until something pushed through, trying to get out. The television flickered to life again. The man was there, clawing harder, slamming his hands against the glass. Lights flickered, doors slammed. The air crackled with energy. Sorrow turned violent. The house was no longer quiet. It was demanding to be heard. Aaron and Emily broke. Terror replaced reason. They packed what they could and left. The house remained, soaked in its own sorrow, remembering what it lost. Aaron and Emily would later learn the story behind the house. The truth was simple. Years ago, a family of 3 had lived in that house. A little girl had suffocated under her blankets while she slept. Her mother, consumed by grief, took her own life in the bathroom, her bloody handprints marking the walls. The father had pounded on the door, desperate to reach her. Too late. His struggle burned into the house's memory, forever. The rocking chair, where the mother once rocked her child to sleep. The carousel, the child's favorite toy. The house remembered it all, and when Aaron and Emily moved in, the memories had awakened. Every flicker, every sound, every breath of sorrow soaked into its walls. Some memories never fade. Some houses never forget. If you ever step inside a place that remembers, be careful, because houses like this haunt you with moments. Moments that replay forever, until someone new walks in to feel them all over again. And maybe next time, that someone will be you.